Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. What do all of these have in common? Yes, they are all superheroes. Have you ever thought what it would be like to be a superhero? Or to meet one? When I was 8 years old, I found mine, and she was not in a comic book or a movie. She was real, a 1 pound, 1 ounce of her. She never spoke a word or realized she was a hero to many. Her story of courage and strength spread like wildfire over the internet, and she never left the NICU at Levine Children's Hospital. Her name was Kayleigh Anne Freeman. Her mom and dad were Adam and Amy. Kayleigh was not expected to live past 16 weeks gestation, when her mother was told Kayleigh was not growing and would soon die, and would never take a breath outside of her mom, Amy. Kayleigh was born June 23, 2008. While the baby is supposed to be born around 40 weeks, Kayleigh was only 28 weeks, but she weighed in at a whopping 1 pound, 1 ounce. That is typically the size of a can of soup. Kayleigh's hand was small. It was the size of her dad's fingernail. She was 10.5 inches long. There is a famous picture that shows her wrist in her dad's wedding ring. She was born with VSD. That means a hole in her heart. She required a CPAP machine to keep her lungs inflated. When she was a month old, she was finally taking in 9 mils of milk. By the end of September, 3 months old, she could take in 10 mils every 3 hours. In November 2008, when she was 3 pounds, she underwent open heart surgery. She was also the smallest person ever to undergo that. In her 11 months of life, she underwent 270 procedures plus 7 major surgeries. Some of those surgeries were ROP, an eye disease that affects premature babies, a tracheotomy to help her breathe, open heart surgery to repair for her VSD, a heart catheter procedure, a gastrointestinal exploratory surgery, and a hernia repair. During her last surgery, things went wrong. They inserted a feeding tube, and while they did that, they performed a procedure called Nissan, which was for severe acid reflux. This was done with hopes Kayleigh could go home. Her blood pressure dropped, and from lack of oxygen, Kayleigh's brain died. She was able to breathe on her own, but she could not recover and time was limited. Kayleigh died the day after Mother's Day, 2009, at 11 months old. She weighed 13.7 pounds. Adam wanted to carry on Kayleigh's name and has participated in many causes in her name: the American Heart Association, 5K race, and American Heart Walk. In conclusion, I would like to say that no matter how much you think something is out of reach or impossible, it is not. A 1 pound, 1 ounce little girl taught me a lesson by fighting as hard as anyone could fight. She could not speak or write, and yet she made a huge impact on thousands of people around the world. The message was huge. With a whole lot of faith, hope, and love, anything is possible. She may be gone, but I will live by her message that life is precious and make every day count. I know Adam and Amy are grateful for the 11 months spent with the bravest girl in the world. I know I am fortunate enough to stand here and say, I know the bravest girl in the world. And no superhero could ever top her. Thank you, Adam and Amy, for sharing Kayleigh with me. She changed my life.